Ancelotti talked about turning the team into a Champions League, a side that can qualify for the Champions League, or the Europa League, he said. I'm hoping he means Champions League, because otherwise, what's the point?
Yeah.
But I look at this, and I look at the pieces, and I look at what pieces need to change. And I figure, okay, Pickford's fine. They're going to have to make a call at right back because Seamus Coleman's 31 now and gets injured. Sidibe's obviously on loan. I'm not sure.
With an option to buy at 15 million euros.
At how much?
15.
That's not bad. Maybe you can do better. These are things you have to decide. Yerry Mina has surprised me a little bit.
Yeah.
I think he is viable. I think you could probably use another center back though. I like Mason Holgate a lot. I think he's probably more of a central defender. But you have to decide: can Mason Holgate start in this league? Can Michael Keane go back to be the player that we thought he was? Left back, I think you're fine with Dean, and then Baines can come on for his occasional free kicks. It's kind of cool. Midfield, Andre Gomes is going to be back. We don't know in what condition he'll be in. Delph, you can get another year or two out of. He's good at working with older players. Sigurdsson, I think, is a huge call to make because, yes, he scored a ton of goals last year. He delivers certain things. There's other things he does not deliver. He is the kind of player that I think Carlo would like.
Yeah, I agree.
But equally, I don't know that he's the kind of player that provides value added, especially as he gets older, unless you build a team around. So that's a big call that he's got to make. Calvert-Lewin's fine, but not as a center forward. I think the guy's a winger or a second striker. Moise Kean, who the hell knows?
I know, but Carlo surely can get the best out of him, right? Or at least...
Because he's Italian, so they'll use the magic.
I don't know, but of course it is. Let's start with that. Yeah, of course it is. Of course it's a big asset, if you're Italian and it's an Italian kid.
Yeah, I don't know. I think Moise Kean's had other issues this season. I don't know. Walcott, I can take or leave. Iwobi, I liked him, but I liked him when he first appeared at Arsenal. I don't know what he's really contributed in the last 18 months. Richarlison is the guy that you look at him and you say, Carlo, you need to go to the next level. Now, this is the part I don't get, and I looked at this, right? And I wrote this in my column. Everton's turnover is less than half. Everton, you can look at it and say, oh, they have the 17th highest revenues of any team in Europe. And the reason this is important is that, yes, they're building a new stadium and everything. That's not going to open until 2023 at the earliest, okay? So they're not going to get revenue from that. And financial fair play actually does exist. And there's the Premier League version of it, short-term cost controls, as Arsenal know all too well.
Yeah.
So it doesn't matter how rich Moshiri or his friend Usmanov are. They can only put so much money into the team. They have to grow the revenue.
So people saying Carlo went there because he's going to spend 400 million in January, this is stupid, and that's not going to happen.
Thank you. Everton have the 17th highest revenues in Europe. So you say, oh, that's good. But then, and they have the 7th highest in the Premier League.
Yeah.
But their revenues are less than half that of the team in number 6. Yeah. And that's Spurs, and that's Spurs pre-new stadium. So those are going to get even higher. So where are Everton going to go and get this money from? This is what I find really interesting about this. And I read, and obviously I'm biased on this because it's Carlo, but I've read so much stupid crap about this, right? About, the fact that, oh, look, he's only won with ready-made teams. He hasn't built sides. Yeah, because when you manage Real Madrid or Chelsea or Paris Saint-Germain, those tend to be ready-made teams. Yeah. So he's trying something different. He's trying something new. He's trying something that he has done in the past, but it was a long time ago.
When he took over Fatih Terim in Milan, that was a team in a bad shape. And
they finished 6th the year before, and he changed the team. He introduced the 4-3-2-1, which hadn't been done before. He moved Pirlo in front of the back four, and he built a very good side that went to 3 Champions League finals in 7 years.
Yeah.
I think that's pretty good.
Yeah.
But then I hear people like, oh, look, he managed all these great teams. But he only won 4 league titles. Well, okay. You look at his time at Milan especially, in 2 of those seasons, the title wasn't, the winners were stripped of the title because they were found to be cheating, and in another one, he had a massive points penalty. So when you look at it sort of in percentages, he's done that. But I just think this is interesting. I think this is a guy who's going down a challenge that he hasn't gone down before. Let's let's see what happens. It could end in disaster because, yes, he hasn't done this in a long time.
Yeah.
But he's also motivated to go and do this. And the other thing about his salary, if the figures are correct that were reported in, pretty much everywhere, of £11.5 million, because there's a bunch of thick people who still don't quite get the difference between net and gross.
Yeah.
It's about
you hate that, don't you?
Oh my God, it does my head in. It's about 20% more than he was making at Napoli. Okay, so it's not like it's not like, this isn't some dude going to the United Arab Emirates and being paid $50 million a week. So, I
think people should be happy that he comes back to England, that he goes to a different side of project in a club that really needs to steady their own ship, to improve, to have progression. I don't know why he's getting some slack because he chose Everton. I think people should be happy that this is very much more than ever. Maybe the Premier League is the managers' league. This is where the best managers come, which is, I think, something to be proud of. And to have Ancelotti coming back to take something a bit different on, like you said, at Everton, is great. Why are we giving him some slack? It's crazy stuff.
And the other thing about his training sessions are too relaxed at Bayern Munich.
I mean, that's
if I hear that guy bring
stuff.
It up again, I take a sledgehammer to the head time. Yes. So no. I just want to contextualize this.
No, but he's a laid back guy. You have to be honest. He's a laid back guy.
That's fine.
Right?
That's fine.
He's not.
Okay. So presumably, I'm really curious about this. Did he go to Real Madrid, keep Ronaldo happy? By the way, who introduced the BBC? Bale, Benzema, Cristiano Ronaldo? That was him. He found a system that accommodated him. He was going to play 4-4-2. He moved to 4-3-3. But did he have really intense training sessions elsewhere? At Real Madrid, where he won the Champions League, at Chelsea, where he won the double, at Paris Saint-Germain, where he screwed up one year and then won the league the year after that. And then all of a sudden he goes to Bayern like, I'm at Bayern. Let's all be lazy and stupid now in our training sessions. Does anybody really believe that? No. Obviously, it was the same stuff. And you know what, Bayern? If you think that you need more intense training sessions, then why didn't you sack him at the end of the season? Why did you wait until the beginning of October? This is all a giganto excuse, which has to do with the fact that certain players didn't like the fact that they were being dropped.
Yeah.
Because if it really was that, then you, Bayern, screwed up and you should have sacked him in the summer. But anyway, no sore spot there.
No.
Thanks so much for watching ESPN on YouTube. And for more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for premium content and live streaming, subscribe to ESPN Plus.